All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Look at here. You see this here? The Waffle House coffee cup. Who has his own private Waffle House coffee cup here? Well, one of my sons gave me that for Father's Day or Christmas or birthday or something years ago. You know, Deej and I are proud Waffle House alumnus. I don't know, whichever one means there's more than one of us that used to work there. Yeah, we are proud Waffle House alumnus. And all this stuff you see on the internet, these people, these ghetto, type people fighting and all this kind of stuff. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, although I did see a couple of, tense situations when I worked there. It's really not that common. It's more of the exception to the rule or whatever. And, people try to dog out Waffle House a lot, being dirty. But if you look at that piece of paper that's displayed right there to the left, usually, of the little swinging door going into the back room, you'll see the health department inspection. And the Waffle House's health department will almost always score very, very, very high. You see, Waffle House is actually, if everyone's doing their job, is a very clean place to eat. Compare that to other restaurants you go to. Ask them to show you their certification and see what happens. But at any rate, plus the cook out on the grill, that's what I was, the cook on the grill. The cook out there on the grill, you get to watch him actually prepare your food. Now, I always like that because I have been known to irritate people, sometimes inadvertently irritate people. So I can sit there if I want to and I can watch them cook my food and plate my food and everything. If they happen to drop a pork chop or something on the floor, I can make sure that they don't just pick it up, brush it off, put it on the plate. You see what I'm saying? I kind of like that, like to watch that. But I was a cook there, and it was the summer after my senior year in high school. I had graduated, so I got a job there. I was going to Harvard on the Highway, we called it, over in Goshen, Mississippi. It's the community college over there in Goshen, Mississippi. Harvard on the Highway, Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, Jackson County campus. Had me a little 79 Volkswagen bus with the big sunroof in it. I was driving around there and thought I was just something else. I'll tell you what, that was back when I was young, skinny, fine, and everything, but before Deidre got me fat and wore me out. And so I was working there one afternoon. It was in that midday shift, that 2 to 9 shift, when you do all your side work and you pull out all your food for the next 24 hours and everything. Anyway, I was out there at the dumpster dumping out the garbage cans in this little 79 model, little gray Toyota Corolla SR5, little fastback thing, whipped up in there. And I looked over and that little thing had climbed out of the car. It was a two-door. Had climbed out of that car and was digging some stuff out of the back seat to carry up in the restaurant. So you can use your imagination of what my first view was when I looked over there and she was reaching into the back seat on that two-door. Man, look, all I remember is hearing angels singing in the background, and I ran up in the back door of the Waffle House, dropped them 2 cans off. The district manager, which was a acting store manager at the time, was sitting there in the little office. When you're at the Waffle House and you look over there towards that little flopping, swinging door, and you see that mirror there, that window mirror thing, that's like a two-way mirror. That's where the little manager's office is at, where he can sit there and watch folks. Anyway, so I stopped. I said, Richard, the dude looked like Donnie Osmond. I ain't lying. Remember, I stopped just looking up and say, Richard, check this thing out coming up in here. I didn't know at the time she was a new waitress, see. I went on out there and I propped up on the grill. Well, they don't seem to do this much as they used to, but back then, every time somebody walked in, you had to greet them. Everybody was working. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, welcome to Waffle House, and all that kind of stuff. That'd get kind of frustrating sometimes if it was real busy, because it'd get to where you couldn't hardly concentrate on your work for having to greet folks coming in the door. That's what we had to do back then. It was called the Waffle House Way, they called it. I had a book in the back. It was literally like a curriculum of standards. Anyway, so I go out there and I'm leaning up on the grill, and here this thing comes in standing 4'11". Now, she lied to me back then, said she was 5 foot tall. She claimed still she was 5 foot tall in 1989. Okay, she was 5 foot tall. She was 4'11". I think she weighed about 95 pounds. She looked like some kind of little action figure I could put in my shirt pocket, to be honest with you. So I'm leaning up. Here she comes in there, an arm full of stuff, and she walks in, and I guess she wasn't used to people greeting her, but I mean, I wasn't trying to I wasn't trying to I'm doing my job. I had to speak to her, right? Do my job. So she walked in, and I called out to her. I said something like, "Well, hi there." And it must have startled her a little bit because she kind of jumped and she looked up at me and she
What
said,
the fuck is wrong with you? You scared the shit out of me. I ain't playing. Don't do that no more. Don't do that, motherfucker.
No, so
what
we
the
can hear
fuck's
it.
wrong with you? You scared the
I'm
shit
sorry,
out of
little
me.
man. My bad.
Yeah, don't do
and that's when I knew. That's when I knew I got to marry this thing. I'm serious, but I said I got to marry this thing. I got to make me about 5, 6, or 7 babies with it. At 5, I guess it just like I said, she got my old fashioned woman out. But that's a true story. I wouldn't lie to you.